Hello, my name is Kenneth Blackburn, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the final questions presented to us for the final presentation for the class. I apologize for the background noise. My dogs are baby gated because my daughter has an appointment here shortly, and you'll probably hear her screaming at some point just because she's playing. I'm sorry for the gruffness of my voice. I've had a bad headache all night, and I've been trying to sleep it off, and it just hasn't been happening. So I'm sorry for that. Anyway, moving on. The first question, how is classical music different than country, rock, or other types of music? I think it's hard to speak to the generalities about classical music because that's a genre that covers literally hundreds to thousands of years, and the music during this time is wildly varying. But with that said, I think one of the big things that sets classical music apart is the lack of repetition. Yes, there is large-scale repetition like in rondo or sonato form or even in fugue, but at the surface, there's very little of it. In non-classical music, however, there's almost always some kind of repetition, whether it's lyrical or instrumental. Another difference is the type of instruments that are used. The guitar, for example, which was invented in 15th century Spain, is mainly used in country or rock music because it doesn't really flow well with the classical music style. But that doesn't mean it could not be used in like an orchestra, for example. The second question, how does the history and periods of classical music compare to world and European history? I found that classical music evolved continuously compared to other places around the world, thus shaping society standards within their respected time frames. Classical music brought people together regardless of their social ranking, and where many composers used their religion to write music, that would also help to bring in their audiences. The third question, what classical period or composer did I like the best? I found Ludwig von Beethoven to be a very interesting composer because he had gone almost completely deaf by 1814 and still continued to write music up until 1826. He would pass away the following year in 1827 due to severe illness that left him bedridden for months. One of my favorite pieces that he wrote while he was going deaf is his Symphony No. 6, Pastoral, which we as a class heard during the Fantasia assignment. Beethoven loved nature, and since this piece was composed to express the joy and peacefulness he found in the country, I think it was just him coming to terms with his hearing loss. The fourth question, which classical period or composer did I dislike the most? For me, I found the ancient and the medieval music periods to be my least favorite. The history itself is interesting, but I found the music to be simple, kind of dull, and not really attention-grabbing. I am glad that music from these time periods survived, and also that the music from this time period, music has evolved since this time period. I'm just tripping over my own tongue. I know for the assignments you provided links for the music, and I think in the medieval period we actually saw our first composers, but for the ancient time period, and I know it's no fault of your own, but the link was all compilations or whatever, however you say that word, and it was almost hard to follow along with the different pieces, so I just struggled with that. Anyway, the fifth and final question, what did you like most about the class? I liked the class because it gave me a better insight into the history, the evolution, and the building blocks of music throughout time. I especially enjoyed learning about the composers that were born in West Virginia and how diverse their music was. I never really thought to look up composers from West Virginia. It never occurred to me to do that. Anyway, I also liked the writing and music assignment because it gave my wife and I something to do and possibly plan for a large-scale wedding anniversary party if the universe is willing. I'm also grateful that my taste in music has expanded some, and grateful for all the music that has brought people together throughout history. Thank you for the semester, and I hope you have a good summer. We'll see you